This is News 6 Tonight.
Hey, welcome to News 6 Tonight. It is the Monday version. We are so happy to have you with us. My name's Matt Austin. This is the lovely Ginger Gadsden, and I want to start with a question today.
Oh boy.
What would you do if your desk mate never stopped humming? What if she just hummed all the time?
Wow, it seems like
Would
you
that
really...
drive you crazy around the
That's
holidays?
how we're starting?
Can
Wow. I wasn't aware that I was a hummer until several months ago when one of our managers brought it up.
I think
Phil.
you have developed an illness and you need to get it looked at. Some of us are trying to work around here.
I think humming is a sign of joy. And I think this is the time of year where we need some joy in our
Okay.
lives. I cannot believe that you started with that. I apologize.
All
I
right.
said I'm
No,
sorry.
don't apologize. It's
Oh
actually
my
quite
gosh.
charming, but I thought it'd be a funny way to start.
I don't even know how to react to that, but we have had, I was going to say we've had a busy week. It's
Yep.
only
It
Monday,
is. It's been a
everybody,
long
but it's
week
a
already.
holiday week. And we still have things that are happening as families gather together for Thanksgiving. And hopefully, you out there are getting an opportunity to spend some time with your family. One family that's just devastated right now is one from Titusville. That's because their 18-year-old daughter, Anna Kepner, we've been covering this story for a couple of weeks now. Anna Kepner was killed aboard a Carnival cruise ship. It happened, she was confirmed dead November 6th. They came back to port November 7th. And we have been trying to get a lot of answers in the 2 weeks that this has happened. And all of the answers we've been getting so far have not come from the FBI because they're handling the investigation because it happened in international waters. So it's a federal investigation now. But the answers we have been able to get is from Anna Kepner's stepmom and her ex-husband from a court hearing, and it involves their 16-year-old son.
Right. It's a custody
It's a
hearing, right?
custody hearing, and we're learning dribs and drabs every day about this story. Today, we're hearing from Kepner's grandparents who spoke with another network. They spoke with ABC News, and here's a little bit of what they had to say.
He was in a room with her. He was the only one seen coming and going. So I can't accuse him because I don't know what happened in that room. But the summation would be that he did something.
And the he they are talking about is a 16-year-old stepbrother. They were all in the same stateroom together. It was Anna, her 16-year-old stepbrother, and I believe another brother. They were all teens in that room together. And somehow Anna ended up stuffed under her bed, covered in a blanket, wrapped in a blanket, and covered with life preservers or life jackets. And a maid who was cleaning the room found her body under the bed. And it was learned also that she died of asphyxiation, strangulation. We know that much. None of it from official FBI reporting. And that is what's so heartbreaking about this story, is that we don't have some of the biggest answers. Like, what happened in this family that caused something like this to happen? The 16-year-old is considered a suspect, and we learned that from the custody hearing. He is separated from his other siblings, a younger sibling who will be turning 9 pretty soon. That 16-year-old is staying with another relative to keep him apparently away from the younger sibling.
Do we know, is
They're
the
just,
9-year-old a him or a her?
I think it's a girl.
Oh, yes.
I
I thought
think
the
it's a girl.
9-year-old,
It's
the
a
younger
girl.
one's a girl.
Yeah. But it's just so heartbreaking the more you hear about this story and the more you learn. Anna had such a bright future. She was a cheerleader. She had taken the test to enter the military. So she was in the process of about to serve her country and about to graduate high school this year. It's one of those stories where you just want to know what went wrong in that room if that's where it happened. And, there are cameras all over cruise ships. So we'll be getting more details
We'll know
once.
who was in the room, most
Yeah.
likely, which it sounds like that 16-year-old was certainly in there. Kind of interesting. Now, she was 18. A lot of people think it's strange, including it was mentioned in one of these court proceedings by the lawyer and the father about how they kept all of the kids in the same stateroom.
Mhm.
But she was 18 years old, so she's technically
An adult.
which makes everything sort of legal. A bit of a strange situation, though.
Yeah.
As a dad, if you put all the kids in their own stateroom,
You'd let the
on a cruise
18-year-old,
ship,
the
but you could
18-year-old's
trust
in
an
charge.
18-year-old, yeah, to run
Unless
things.
they had a history of not getting along,
Yeah.
which might have been the case, because I don't think, and I don't know anything about this case, I'm not a lawyer, but I don't think if something that bad happened in that stateroom, that's not a one-off. That didn't just happen that night. There was something that had to be building for a while.
It's very possible.
Seems like it.
Yeah.
That's what it seems like.
Well, we're going to get, I'm sure, at some point, a deep dive into this family's history as this process, this investigation continues to happen. But it is with the FBI. It's not like if this were the local county sheriff, we would be getting a lot
we'd get
more
more answers,
information.
of
But
course.
the FBI just keeps things under lock and key. So we're
They've
just going
told
to
us
have to
nothing.
take it how we
Nothing.
get it.
Yeah, thank goodness for our investigator, Mike DeForest.
Yeah,
who's
he has been
digging in the story.
really
Yeah.
digging a lot. All right, interesting development in this whole Kroger debacle. So we've been talking about this. Kroger built this huge, expansive facility out in Groveland. They didn't even open a grocery store. They just started shipping groceries to
Yeah.
people's door. And after COVID, a lot of us thought maybe this is the future of groceries.
great
Maybe
idea.
we'll never go to the grocery store again. Well, it turned out, yeah, we all want to go to the grocery store again.
We wanted to get out of our homes.
Yeah, don't trap me in this house anymore. I want to get out. And that's what people did.
Mm-hmm.
People have adapted. And all these grocery services, by the way, they seem to tack on a lot of extra fees. I'm not sure.
Not seem to. If you get delivery, they do.
I'm not sure people are willing to pay extra all these fees to get. It's not that big of a perk to
I
have
mean,
it brought to my door.
Some people still are. Some people still are. They just never went back. But I think those people are few and far between.
Yeah, I don't know if they're enough to do for you to have a 1,400 person facility open in Groveland. And it certainly doesn't seem to be the case because Kroger is shuttering that. And when they came to the area, local municipalities gave them some tax
Incentives,
breaks and
yeah.
incentives. Hey, $1.2 million they've given them so far. That was for a 10-year deal, though.
Yeah.
Kroger opened up in 2019.
Done.
That's not 10 years.
No.
So local officials are saying, hey, give us that money back, that $1 million, and we'll use that to help the workers who are now out of a job because you
A
couldn't
lot of
stay
people
open.
for that area.
Yeah. So our Emily McLeod, our community correspondent, is taking a closer look at this situation and how these local officials might try to get that money back.
It's been almost a week since Groveland announced it would be shutting down its Groveland distribution facility, leaving around 1,000 people looking for new jobs. I'm your Lake County community correspondent, Emily McLeod. In light of this, county leaders are now jumping into action, possibly looking at reallocating money that would have been used for this economic incentive program, as well as looking at ways to try and recover the more than $1.2 million that's already been paid out over the last few years.
It's been nearly a week since Lake County was delivered the economic blow that the Kroger Groveland Fulfillment Center would be closing its doors. While an exact date has not been specified, grocery delivery will end on February 1st, 2026, leaving about 1,000 people employed at the Groveland facility scrambling to find new jobs. And while the county is focused on helping people who lost their jobs, county leaders are also looking at ways to recover the more than $1.2 million paid out between both Ocado Solutions and Kroger as part of a 10-year economic incentive agreement.
It was a 10-year deal, and we were only into year 3 or 4 of this deal. We will explore every avenue, pursue every avenue to try to get all of the incentives back because, yeah, it's angering.
For the 2026 fiscal year, Lake County had budgeted $400,000 in incentive grant money for both Kroger and Ocado. Now the county is considering reallocating that money to CareerSource Central Florida to sponsor and oversee education and training opportunities for Lake County residents impacted by the facility shutdown.
So I find this interesting for future business practices because whenever a big company, say an Amazon center comes, one
It's
of
a
these
big footprint.
data centers, yeah, they build these huge buildings. They bring a lot of jobs for a time, and they usually get some grants and some tax breaks and
Sure, of
subsidies and
course.
all
There's
that.
a reason they come
Because
to town.
every city wants to try to lure them in to get those nice paying jobs to come to town. So it'll be interesting if these cities and counties start trying to claw back some of that money if you shut down. One of the things that drives me crazy is these pro teams, how they get $1 billion. Jacksonville's building a $2 billion stadium, and it always is just filled with these public incentives. And these teams are just raking in the cash.
Yeah. By the way, Jacksonville is calling that $2 billion a renovation. I'm like, what are you renovating for $2 billion?
I don't
And-
understand
I
that
don't-
at
I
all
don't-
because
I
they
don't
have to
know.
be bulldozing the.
I would
structure.
think so. Maybe they leave a door up so then they don't get
Yeah,
charged.
it's a renovation, right? We left the parking lot, so we're
have
renovating.
at it. Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to have a look at your weather, how that's changing for Thanksgiving, which should be very interesting. And Port Canaveral, making money hand over fist. But are the workers really getting their fair share?
But I wanted to do a bear story before we went to break, though.
Did we? Oh, am I jumping ahead? My gosh, Ginger, please tell us about this bear story.
Maybe I was humming too loudly and Matt didn't hear my.
I am sorry. I had a big cookie for dinner and I'm all hopped up and inflamed and my
It's
brain
out of
doesn't know what's going
control.
on.
The sugar level is really high, which is why he's complaining about my humming. So let's move on.
I'm irritated. All right, let's do this.
So Florida's having its first bear hunt in a decade. The last one we saw was in 2015, and it was. I hate to say it was too successful. Like they stopped it after 2 days. They killed.
Wasn't successful for optics because we saw
No,
a lot of dead bears.
and it was terrible.
quickly.
And today we're just learning that a judge turned down a conservation group's push to stop the upcoming hunt, which is scheduled to start in about 11 days from now. But activists are also trying something different. They all applied for these hunting permits to be able to hunt, and you put your name in a lottery. And they say that they won't use those permits if they're chosen, and they're hoping that they will be chosen. But our News 6's Catherine Silver did a deep dive into the numbers as to how many people applied and how many people are qualified and got licenses in our area.
Next week, Florida's first bear hunt in a decade is set to begin. Thousands of people applied through the state's lottery system in the hopes of getting selected for a permit. I'm Catherine Silver in the newsroom, where we're looking through the list of applicants and getting new insight into who was chosen. At front doors and in driveways, we've shown you a bear crossing I-4. And even a sighting here at News 6. It's no surprise we live with bears all around Florida. And starting December 6th, the state will have its first hunt since 2015. As we get closer to the actual hunt, we wanted to see who applied, how many times, and who actually got permits. I sat down with News 6 investigator Donovan Myrie to dig through the data.
Hunting licenses, over 318,000. Bear license applications, 19,000. And how many bear applications were approved?
172.
We had 128 people that matched from those two lists, which left us with 44 people who only were approved for a bear license.
It's more likely that those 44 might have permits that perhaps will go unused. Advocates against the hunt have snagged dozens of permits. Chuck O'Neill with Speak Up for Wildlife.
Did you enter?
Oh yeah, big time.
How many times?
About 251.
Yeah, and that's the key. A lot of these guys who are trying to protect the bears are applying many, many times. And we got a report of a group of people, they applied for 400. They applied 400 times. You had to pay $5 each time you
That's what I
entered,
was
right?
interested in. That's putting your money where your mouth
Yes,
is. If you
exactly.
believe in saving the bears, which
Yeah,
he does, he
and
put $5 times 250. That's
Yeah,
a
and
lot of money.
400 for this other group. But the last time this happened, Matt, it was supposed to last a week. This one is going to last 23 days, but the one that we had in 2015 was supposed to last a week. They had to stop it in 2 days because almost 300 bears were killed. They were like, oh my gosh, we did not know that it was going to go this way.
Seems like they learned some lessons from that last one, though,
Yeah.
because there are 172 bears allowed to be hunted.
One per person.
4 different
Yeah.
areas of the state. So in Central Florida, a small number of bears
Yeah.
are going to be allowed to be harvested. And many of those, as you said, I think we've reported at least 40 of those permits of the 172 are going to go unused because animal advocates have decided
Yeah.
to use those.
So we'll keep an eye on that and let you know how it goes. It starts in 11 days.
Let's do it. Hey, can I take a breakdown? Is that okay?
Please do.
I'm on top of it the rest of the show, I promise. When we come back, we'll have your weather and we'll have a look at that cruise story I was talking about in just a minute.
Yeah, and you got the link from the show just a little while ago, I think. So we'll make sure we have that for News 6 tonight. Hey, thanks for stopping by. We know you're busy, but news doesn't stop, and neither do we.
That's right. And this is News 6 Tonight, where we leverage this entire busy newsroom with our community correspondents, our producers, our content desk, and then we filter through that. We have a casual conversation about the news that impacts Central Florida.
Yeah, we live here in the community, and we rely on you for our neighborhood network because you're our eyes and ears as well, and we can't do it without you.
So you can watch us all over the place, YouTube, News 6 Plus app, and clickorlando.com. While you're here, feel free to engage. Let us know who you are and where you're from. Hey, welcome back to News 6 Tonight. Ginger decided she's going to hum you a little ditty on the way back
Never
from the
mind
break
again.
here. Not going to do it again. Oh, you're not going to do it again? Don't you threaten me with a good time. All right, Port Canaveral is crushing it, right? Cruise revenue bringing in
my
about
gosh.
$200 million
It's a
year.
lot. Yeah.
So you would think, with that being a fact, all these cruisers constantly coming in from all over the world, that your port workers would be doing really well.
You would be wrong.
According to the union, they want their piece of the pie. Right now, they've been at the negotiating table for 4 months, and they say they're getting less than $1 raise with how well the port is going. Meanwhile, they look at CEO pay hovering around $600,000, and they say this pay is just not putting the wind in our sails.
It is not.
It's because I'm good like that. Community correspondent James Barbero has a story on this one.
As Port Canaveral celebrates another year of record cruise travel, this union president is concerned perhaps not everyone working here is getting a fair share of the profits. I introduced you to Kevin Smith a month ago during the government shutdown. We were talking about NASA workers working through the shutdown. Now Kevin's here at the port. Kevin, tell us what brings you here now.
So we've been at the bargaining table with Canaveral Port Authority for about 4 months. And what's offered at the table as their last, best, and final is mere pennies to what is being given to the director level and supervisor level and everybody above them.
So you're saying while the top positions at the port, like CEO Captain John Murray, for example, makes $600,000 a year now, some of your workers might be struggling just to make ends meet?
Absolutely. The wage increases that are offered to them is less than $1. And during these economic difficulties, everybody is suffering.
Kevin with the TWU gave me this chart which shows the proposed raises. The lowest on the list is for parking employees. It's just a $36,000 salary now, and the proposed raise is just 72 cents.
We're at the point right now where we're putting our foot down, and we're going to stand strong together as an organization and make sure that we bring these wages up and make sure that they are enjoying their lives a little bit better.
So yeah, we'll see. I hope these port workers get something that they're going to be happy with in the future, because they deserve it. They work hard. I am a little worried for their future with all the AI and automation. If you look at a port in, say, China, there are very few workers there. They have a lot of machines moving things around and very few people.
But,
So
I mean, also it's China, and they've been at this game for way longer than we have. I think we're gonna have to play catch up when it comes to that. So, port workers, you've been put on notice, I guess. If that's the way of the future, then they're gonna have to figure out how else to make a living if AI,
Yeah.
like what's happening in
do
China.
you remember when there was that big port issue? I think it was earlier this year where some ports shut down because the union workers went on strike.
Oh yeah,
They wanted built in their deal that they
That
could not
no
be replaced
AI,
with
no
AI
robots,
and
yeah.
machines.
that's
So
smart.
maybe that's what our port workers are trying to do. I know that was a separate region or separate
Yeah,
union.
but still, they have to be thinking about it because I know they are
know, I
aware
would
of
be.
what's going on in other places. Okay, the next story makes me a little happy as a person who loves this time of year. And by this time of year, I don't mean Thanksgiving, I mean Christmas. Because is your house decorated
My
already?
house
I know it
is
is. I
crazy
know it
right
is.
now.
I,
Yeah.
I put up some things over the weekend, very excited about that. I used to be a live tree girl. Used to I have to have a live tree every single year because I like the smell. I love the way but it started to cost so much money. But now it seems like the prices may be going down a little bit because of tariffs on artificial trees. Our community correspondent Tylisa Hampton explains.
Thanksgiving might be just days away, but some are already in the Christmas spirit. I'm News 6's Tylisa Hampton. What might make this year different for some is they might be getting real Christmas trees instead of artificial ones because of tariffs.
They all smell great and they're all beautiful.
But this year, the price for some decorations might stifle the spirit.
The tariffs have caused an increase in price from about 10 to 15%.
Last year, the U.S. Census Bureau reported 87% of the artificial Christmas trees, ornaments, and other holiday decorations imported by the U.S. came from China. The American Christmas Association advises decorators to shop early.
Inventory on artificial Christmas trees and Christmas decor will be a little bit thinner as well, because less was ordered because of the tariffs.
For the owner of Hazario's Christmas trees in Florida,
There's all sizes of trees.
along with a variety of prices as low as $30, leaving some making a list they won't have to check twice.
Such as they're tariff-free.
Because of that, he has been seeing more elves coming to town to save.
So this year we've seen definitely a lot higher demand than typical years.
Okay.
Lisa's singing a lot.
And I loved it. I didn't hear you complain about that. You complained about my humming, but she's
I
a
don't
good
complain
singer.
about nice things.
Speaking of
Wouldn't
nice
complain
things,
about the weather.
let's just move on. Meteorologist Jonathan Kegas joins us now.
Dude,
Jonathan,
Matt is getting cold this year.
Oh my gosh.
Have you heard the humming? Can you hear it across the way, or is that just me?
I heard a nice, pleasant jingle, and if that happened to be Ginger's humming, then that's what I heard.
Thank you, Jonathan. This is why he's my favorite and not you. Jonathan, we are all excited about the Thanksgiving Day forecast because a lot of people
Yes.
have the time off to be with their family. I think the only thing that could make it a bummer is if you don't like your family and it rains and you're trapped inside with them. So, but that doesn't look like it's going to happen.
I think you hit the nail on the head there. No, I do not think it's going to happen. Now, there might be a couple of stray sprinkles coming down the pipeline, maybe a light shower or two before lunchtime. So if you're turkey trotting, things like that, you might get spit on a little bit in the morning. It's not going to be heavy. It's not going to be widespread, and it's not going to be long-lived. So I think some positive things to get outside. It will look different. We've had pretty much abundant sunshine for the last, week to 10 days now. and it will feel a little cooler. So we were talking last week. We either get the front on Thanksgiving or we get the front in the middle of the afternoon on Black Friday. It looks like it's coming on Thanksgiving. That means it is going to be chilly to start Black Friday. You see it there. Those are the highs on Thanksgiving Day, mid-70s for Central Florida, a couple of notches below where we should be for this time of the year. So we're going to talk at length about the Thanksgiving Day forecast. And if you were on social media this weekend, you may have thought that a hurricane is coming to Florida in the first week of December. We're going to take out some trash coming up, and I'm not talking about the leftovers on Thanksgiving. Get me out of this season, guys. It is wild out there.
Get them.
Oh
Get
my
them
gosh,
tonight. I'll be tuning
I'm going
in
to go
at
on that
9:30.
Chevy Chase rant from Christmas Vacation. Where's the Tylenol? Holy cow.
You know what I'm thinking, and this is what I'm gonna do. There's a Michael Jackson meme where he's just sitting there eating popcorn. I'm gonna watch your 9:30 with a bucket of popcorn and just watch you tear those people to shreds.
I love it.
It's gonna be a good show.
Nothing makes Jonathan more angry than when some internet troll says a hurricane's coming.
Oh
That's
my
really bad.
gosh,
It's crazy.
stop
I didn't
it.
even know that was a thing right now, Jonathan. All right, we'll all be tuning in at 9:30 to see that. Thank you, sir. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with we'll look at what's coming up at 10 and 11 o'clock.
Take out the trash. That's funny.
Welcome to News 6 Tonight. We are so thankful that you're joining us here wherever you found us.
Yeah, you know what this tells me? If you have made this your new streaming destination, it tells me you're smart. Also good looking, because you chose to watch the news in a different way. That makes you really record another one. We have anybody.
Welcome to News 6 Tonight. We are so thankful that you're joining us here wherever you found us.
Yeah, you know what this tells me? If you have made this your new streaming destination, it tells me you're smart. Also good looking, because you chose to watch the news in a different way. That makes you really smart. Anybody can give you the news from a teleprompter or an old newspaper. We do it in a fresh new way.
That's right. So check us out wherever you like to stream. We have this app for your TV, News 6 Plus. You can find it on Roku and Amazon and whatever your smart TV is cooking. So thank you. We would love to hear your comments down
Oh my
below.
gosh. Yeah.
And then we'll show them.
Yeah, we will. News 6 Plus. The plus is you.
Ooh.
All right. Thank you for joining us for this Monday edition of News 6 Tonight. But stay with us because we have much more news coming up at 10 and 11 o'clock tonight, including a family who really needs your help. This family, they live in Palm Bay, and they had a truck go through their house just days before Thanksgiving, and they are trying to do the best they can. It turns out an elderly neighbor accidentally hit the gas instead of the brakes. So we have our Tylisa Hampton trying to figure out how this family can get results and maybe have a place for Thanksgiving to have their family and friends gather for a meal.
Yeah. Also, we have a date for the Starliner. So that's
Oh, yeah, that's
interesting, right?
uncrewed, by the way.
Uncrewed Starliner,
Yeah.
not a crew on the Star.
Exactly. Sonny and Butch will not be going back up.
They won't. No, not for a long time. They were stuck up
They
there
had
for a
enough.
while. Have a great
Bye.
night.